I was originally going to post this in 2 parts, but I decided that was just like totally fucking unnecessary, and so I'm just gonna give you one longer video with some super fun costume changes. Hey everybody, my name is Sam. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing you a haul video, but it's not because I went book shopping or even because I got a bunch of books for Christmas. It's because we were cleaning, you know, as you do, and we had this stack of boxes in our front hall, and they were all boxes that my husband's parents brought over to our house. It was like stuff that he had left at their house when he moved out, and a bunch of those boxes were his books from high school and college. And when he was cleaning out the boxes to get them out of the hall, he was like, want to look through these and see if there's anything you want? And I have like a stack of, I don't know, 20 or 30 books here. I didn't count them, but it's a lot. So I thought I would do a haul and go through the books that I obtained while shopping in my husband's past. So let's just get started. Let's start with the ones that are probably the like weirdest, I guess. And so for that, I've got some of his college textbooks and also this one, which is a little like how to write a research paper pamphlet from 1964. And this was actually at his mom's. I have no plan for where to stack these after I talk about them, so I'm just putting them on the ground, apparently. That's just what I'm doing. Next, we have the Cambridge Encyclopedia of Language, 2nd edition, because I'm a geek, and this just seemed like something I might want to have around. Next we have television, critical methods and applications. I was like a communications major, and I was doing a lot of like marketing and advertising classes, so he thought that I would find this interesting, which I probably will. I don't know if it's something I'll ever sit down and like read cover to cover, but Jesus, this fly in this room is driving me crazy. Then I have Philosophy for the 21st Century, a comprehensive reader. Pretty much what it sounds like. Next I have some short stories. Most of these are like not super strictly divided into categories, but I did sort of separate them. The Best American Non-Required Reading. There are some short stories, some poems, some like excerpts from longer fiction. There's a bunch of stuff in here. And then we've got The Safety of Objects by A.M. Holmes, which is like a dark humor short story collection. I like those a lot, so that'll be good. Also, maybe it'll help encourage me to read more short stories in 2019, which I keep saying I'm gonna do and then not doing it. Next, we've got Damage by John Lescroart. I don't know. Lescroart? I don't know. Next we have The Prydain Chronicles by Lloyd Alexander. This just looks like a really cheesy fantasy. All right, now we've got Zen in the Art of Archery by Eugen Herrigel. Adam wanted me to keep this one because Zen is supposed to be about finding inner peace and chilling the fuck out, and that is not something that I know how to do, so he thought that this might help me. I don't know that it will. And then we have The Big Sleep by Raymond Chandler, which is about a dying millionaire and blackmail. All right, next we have Watchmen by Ellen Moore. I have been meaning to read Watchmen for the longest fucking time. Next we have Beloved by Toni Morrison. I kept this because I like it better than the copy I already have. And then we have Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. This is one of my favorite like modern-ish classics. I love this book so much. I only have it on Kindle, so when I saw he had a physical copy, I definitely grabbed it. Now I've got second copies of books that I already own because I have a problem. So we have Dracula by Bram Stoker and Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. Did I need another copy of either of these? Hell no. Do I care? Also no. The Monk by Matthew Lewis. I don't know much about this other than that it was apparently very risque at the time of publication, and I'm always interested in reading stuff that like shocked the masses. So, Passing by Nella Larsen. This cover looks interesting. I know nothing about this book. Next, I have In Our Time by Ernest Hemingway. I have kind of a love-hate relationship with Hemingway. I like his writing style. Also think he was kind of a dick. Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka. I love the Metamorphosis. Once again, I only have digital version of this. Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I already own this too. Didn't need another one. Keeping it anyway. The Merchant of Venice by William Shakespeare, with like a bunch of notations and stuff. I love Shakespeare. Not everybody loves Shakespeare, but I love Shakespeare. I've never read this play, but I have seen it performed. And then I have another book that I already own, but this one I'm actually kind of glad because the copy I have is one of those Barnes & Noble, like, super fat leather-bound ones. And also, one of the pages got cut wrong, so you can't even read it. I'll show you guys what I mean, but this is another copy of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series, you know, trilogy, but it's actually 5 books. This is just the dust jacket. It is rather flat. But that's because Adam put like a cloth book cover on it that he bought. This is the actual book. So the copy I have of Hitchhiker's Guide, it's one of these really big Barnes & Noble ones, which are really heavy and really hard to read. I talked about this in my no disclaimers tag. This is just like a pet peeve of mine. Like, reading these is so obnoxious, but they're so pretty, so I buy them anyway. And also in this one, and when we bought it, it was like wrapped in plastic, so we couldn't like open it and flip through it. There's a page that was like, so it's like folded. You can see it was folded like this in the book when we bought it. And when you open it up, it was like this corner is missing and this part like hangs off, so you can't read like anything on this chunk of the page, and it's very annoying. All right, and the next I have Neuromancer by William Gibson. This is like it's considered one of the like first defining books of the cyberpunk kind of like subgenre of sci-fi. And then the last little bit of books that I have here are all related to Latin or like ancient Greek and Roman mythology, because I don't remember if I've mentioned it on this channel, but I took Latin for all 4 years of high school. I was the president of the Latin club. I was really cool. And that is actually where I met Adam. He was also in the Latin club in high school, but he's a year younger than me, so we met like his freshman year, my sophomore year. So that's an interest that we both shared. So first we have this book of Greek myths, which I'm pretty sure I actually had this book when I was a kid, and I have no idea what happened to it. This is just a paper like bound copy of the course reader from his classics class in college. This is his Latin dictionary from college. It's seen some things. I also have his high school Latin dictionary, which has also seen some things. This is his from high school. It's like masking taped back together. The cover is like falling apart. Just for comparison's sake, this is my Latin dictionary from high school. I graduated 12 years ago and it still looks mostly pretty good for having been shoved in backpacks and stuff, but like, look at this book. It's like, she's had a rough life. But he was going through his stuff and he had set this aside, and I was just like, we're not getting rid of that, and I just like took it because it's like sentimental. We met in Latin club in high school and I wanted to keep his Latin dictionary. Is that weird? I don't really know. I also don't really care, to be totally honest. And then I have Cicero's selected works. Translating Cicero is a bitch, but the man could write a speech, okay? The Greek classics, it's 19 plays by Euripides. Who doesn't love a Greek play? Am I right? And that is my book haul from my husband's past. Today I have another book haul for you because apparently even after I went shopping in my husband's past, I wasn't done obtaining books yet, and I actually got a couple Barnes & Noble gift cards for Christmas, and then I also went to Half Price Books with a friend of mine because we decided to go on a book buying spree one day. So I have some stuff to show you guys. I'm gonna start with like the goofiest, weirdest shit and then move on to the stuff that you would more likely expect me to buy, I guess. So let's just do that. So when my friend and I were book shopping, it was actually because we decided that we wanted to buy a whole bunch of cozy mysteries with the punniest titles. I've got like a stack of like 5 cozy mysteries here that I bought when we went on that shopping trip. So the first one we are both gonna read, and it is called Murder Most Austin by Tracy Keeley. It's an Elizabeth Parker mystery. Like, all of these are part of larger series, but I've found that with cozy mysteries, you don't really need to start at the beginning of the series. You can usually still follow along. But this is like a Jane Austen inspired murder mystery, and my friend's favorite book, like, of all time is Pride and Prejudice. So she saw this and she was like, can we please? And I was like, why not? And then the next 2 I have are, they're from 2 different series, but they're series that are very similar. So I have On What Grounds, which is a coffee house mystery, and Death by Tea, which is a bookstore cafe mystery. And this one has like dueling book clubs in it, so like naturally I had to. And then next I have Irish Stewed, an ethnic eats mystery. And when I read the synopsis, I was like, yup. This one is called A Wee Homicide in the Hotel. It's a Scot shop mystery, so it's like a Scottish themed mystery. Next I have, it's like a sci-fi horror comedy kitschy kind of story with like a fantastic cover, and it is called Gil's All Fright Diner by Ailey Martinez, and the tagline is now serving Armageddon with a side of fries. And it's got like zombie attacks in it, and it takes place in a diner, and it just seems like a pulpy like 50s horror movie, like just based on the cover, and I can't wait to read this. It sounds amazing. It looks amazing. Even if it's terrible, I think it's going to be terrible in an amazing way. All right, now we're going to get into the ones that are like the shit you'd expect me to buy in a book haul. So first we have Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card, which I bought because I somehow don't own a copy of this, and I'm planning on reading it for Tome Infinity and Beyond, although it's nearing the end of the month and we'll see if I actually get to it. I don't think I need it to fulfill my challenges, so I might just wait and read it at a later date. Next I have Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel, which I'm also planning to read for Tome Infinity and Beyond. And I somehow didn't own this. I've been planning to read this book for like a year or something like that, and I didn't own it, but I found it at Half Price Books for like a decent price, so I bought it. And then I finally got physical copies of all of the Wayfarer series by Becky Chambers. So I have The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, A Closed and Common Orbit, and Record of a Spaceborne Few. I love these books so much. They just make me so happy. I will buy them and read them for as long as they are being released. They're just they're so lovely. Everybody should read them. And then next I bought Ancillary Justice by Ann Leckie, which Anna from Anna Reads has been telling me I need to read for about as long as we've been speaking to each other, honestly. She loves this series. And then finally, this is not a sci-fi book, but this is another one that I bought because of BookTube, and that is Nevermore by Jessica Townsend. I've seen a lot of people talk about this, but like especially Jade at Jaded Reader, she is about as aggressive about people reading this book as I am about people reading Descender. So I feel like I need to read it. That's all she wrote, guys. That's my December-January book haul. Let me know if there's anything in this haul that you want to see specific videos about, maybe. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Just talk to me in the comments. Let me know if you've read any of these, if you want to read any of these. Like I said, if you want more specific videos about any of these. If you want to hear like a Cozy Mysteries roundup after I read some of, I don't know. Talk to me. Tell me what you want from me. Have a great day, guys.